excavation place since like 19.
You see these footprints left out of this
maybe an orb? Yeah, it's just like it.
Do you have a birthmark on your neck? Listen up. Neck birthmarks can indicate that you were strangled, decapitated, or hanged in a past life. As a psychic past life reader, this is one of the birthmarks I see the most. Comment below if you want to know more.
Oh my God, I have a birthmark on my neck. It's right here. You probably can't see it because I got a beard. I'm trying to. I got a shape. But regardless, yes. Oh boy. Oh boy, past life Teddy, what happened? Who was it? Who did the things to you? I'm trying to figure it out. Are you good now? I mean, I'm good now. I'm feeling pretty content with my timeline. Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Sorry, I could relate to the first video, so I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Was it hanging? Was it strangling? What happened? I'm trying to figure it all out. Hey, we got some more creepy, strange, weird, disturbing, scary, all the things for you page content. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain. Yeah.
We switched timelines, and that's why all the Mandela effects are happening. Watch this.
He says there's a snake in my boot, right? Well, now it's strangely there's a snake in my boots.
All I can do is.
That doesn't even make sense. And this man supposedly caught the timeline shifting on camera.
Watch this. Look at the name, Berenstain Bears. Whoa.
Now here's a crazy one. When you think of Abraham Lincoln, you think of a guy with a tall hat, right? Where are all the images of him with hats? He has no hats in none of his pictures. Where did it go? I thought I was crazy, but weird things are happening right before our eyes. Have you ever watched the SpongeBob movie? You know the Goofy Goober song? I distinctly remember SpongeBob having a white guitar. Now all of a sudden it's a peanut? I can't be the only one tripping about this. Also, does anybody remember popsicles? You know how they used to have all of our favorite cartoon characters? Well, I distinctly remember there being a Boots popsicle with the messed up bubblegum eyes and all. But guess what? Apparently it never existed. I remember eating it. Like this video if I should do a part 3.
Oh my God, it's because CERN messed it all up. They collapsed 3 Earths into one, and now we got Mandela effects. I come from that same timeline. Yeah, I got the Berenstain and Berenstein. Yeah, it's all messed up, but promise you, I come from the Berenstein. Oh boy. Yeah, Mandela effects are a thing, and in some weird timeline out there, somebody's still eating that Boots popsicle. Oh boy.
This is where you take it into like the maps. You know, you look at the size of states and you look at the size of countries on maps, and they're all distorted. You know, like North America, like for the size that it is actually really tiny compared to South America. Like South America is gigantic compared to North America. Europe is like literally like this big, you know, in comparison. Russia is almost as big as Africa when you get into the map, and then Australia is massive too. So you start to see these things and go, wait a minute, all this map is incorrect. So if the map is imagine what the population is. The population would also, and that's the fibs they've been telling the people. You're going to run out of land, and you got to be in a 15-minute smart city that's climate friendly, and you got to sit in a box that's going to be indoors. Like it doesn't make any sense. And when you start to look at the population and the numbers, you start to kind of connect those things to it's probably not what it seems. It could seem like that, but it's definitely not.
Wait, what? At the end, you stop the video and then you go for a drink of coffee? I'm sorry. I'm also a creator. I was just trying to figure out how he ends the videos versus how I end it. All right. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I actually believe this. I actually believe that, hey, we're being lied to. We don't even know, what the Earth looks like. They won't even show us a picture of the Earth. We have all these satellites and all these things we're sending on all kinds of voyages, but we can't even get a non-filtered, edited picture of the Earth. Just show us. Well, what if the map's right? Then show us. What if the map's wrong? Then show us. They won't show us anything. We just gotta go with the assumptions that we got, and Waze and Google Maps can only tell me so much.
Fed up with her. What happened today? Why did I get a call from your teacher that you did something to somebody in your classroom?
It's because she said my hair looks like ramen noodles, and when you do that, you don't expect me to say nothing?
You to cut her hair with scissors? Her mom said she was crying.
So?
You do not always have to act out of anger.
Yes, I do.
You're gonna get your iPad taken away. Stop it with the hand.
See, this video doesn't go out to the mom trying to talk to her daughter about why she cut the little girl's hair. It doesn't go to her because obviously you're not doing your job. By the way her demeanor is, the way she responded to you telling her why'd you cut this little girl's hair and all the... This message doesn't go to you because you're not doing your job, okay? This message goes to the mom of the little girl whose hair got cut. I need you to do me a favor, and I need you to call the police, and I need you to file a report. And I also need you to press charges. Because, see, these parents out here aren't teaching their children. They're not parenting their children. And I know I've said this, God knows, one too many times on my page now, which is kind of, why do I got to keep fucking saying this? But there are too many people in this world who like the idea of having children, but do not want to parent. This is one of them. Because I promise you, if my daughter would have come home or I would have got a call from the school and they would have told me your daughter decided to put her hand scissors on my daughter, whether it's her hair or any other part, charges. Because if you're not going to teach her a lesson, the justice system can. Because there is no way in 2024 we are still allowing this type of behavior and then allowing the no. That's poor fucking behavior. And if you don't want to call the police, that's fine. Because, see, this is my thing. I understand you don't want to call the police, that's somebody's child. But at the end of the day, if I had even the slightest bit of confidence that the child who cut my daughter's hair was going to go home and get adequately punished, then I would leave it alone. But unfortunately, too many parents are trying to be their children's friend and sticking up for them. And, oh, my daughter could never. It was a mistake. She's sorry. She didn't mean it that way. I don't give a fuck anymore. You guys are making too many excuses for your children and their poor ass behavior. And I today, personally, in my age, I'm the same size as a middle schooler. I'll square up. You understand? So you do you. But if it was me personally, I think if you don't want to call the police, then I would say an eye for an eye in this sense. Mama should have been cutting somebody's hair that day. Anyways, if you disagree, I don't really give a fuck. Have a day.
It doesn't matter what I say. This lady is speaking from experiences and she's going to do the parenting style that she wants. Just because she's doing it her way doesn't mean you need to conform to her way. It's just a way. It's just a way. Yes, that girl was 100% like not understanding the consequences that she has enacted on some other human being. And I'm kind of with the lady on this one. Yeah, we cut her hair too. She don't get it. Taking the iPad away is not going to do anything. Doing this thing is not doing anything either. You having a conversation with her don't matter. It's out it goes in 1 year and out the other. So I'm like, hey, yeah, the parenting does need to change. But at the same time, there's two sides to every story. What if, the other girl really was the instigator and this is the way? But then again, just because she said you had ramen here, I mean, like, that's not enough. Then again, what is the point that's enough? It starts with words. Right now it's words, and then you did it physically. Oh my God, this parenting thing's gonna be impossible. Oh boy, oh boy.
Truth is, people who have been through shit have such a level of depth that people who have never experienced anything traumatic just can never touch. Because going to those deep, dark depths and feeling that level of pain and crawling out of it because you literally have no choice creates such an unbelievably strong and compassionate human being. Because compassion is literally created or born when you have been to those dark places. You can't have compassion for somebody else unless you actually understand what it feels like to go through pain. So people who have felt deep levels of pain are the most compassionate people. They are the people that can connect the most with others because they know what it's like to suffer. And suffering is what brings us all together. Suffering is the human experience. So people that kind of live in the neutral space, I guess life is more simple for sure. Sometimes I see people that live in that space. I'm like, wow, it must kind of be nice to just wake up, go to work, go home, go to bed, your family's done, your friends are there, everything's kind of just like simple. But in a sense, I've never been able to really connect with those kinds of people. I can sniff out someone who's been through some shit. I just like know it, I feel it, and I'm immediately drawn to you because I want to know your story. I want to know what you've been through. I want to know how you feel. How do you see the world? It's going to be immensely different from someone who has not been through those same experiences. I also want to know how you got out of it. What insights did you bring with you from the depths of the universe? What did you find down there? You must have found some nuggets that maybe I haven't found, and I probably have some nuggets that you haven't found. But people who haven't been through shit wouldn't be interested in the nuggets at all. They look at the nuggets and they're like, what the hell are those? Because they don't understand what a nugget that is forged from the depths of the earth looks like, why it's important. So yeah, you guys are my kind of people. And I was literally just sitting down on my couch and I was smacked in the face with this moment of just immense appreciation for you, for all of the work that you do. You are absolutely incredible. I always say that people who have been through a lot of shit are colorful. We're colorful people. We're not always the most simple or easy to deal with, but we have character. There are scars, there's strength, and all of that is something to be so very proud of. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too. You're a goon. I know. It may not be a physical thing you've gone through, but you've been through the things, and now you're here reminiscing and enjoying the content because you're a goon. I appreciate you. Hey, is it Valentine's Day? Guess what? You're also my Valentine. Hey, as a Valentine, you want to do the things. The best Valentine you can send me is interacting with this video and future videos. Hey, be a goon. Oh, you're already a goon. You're going to do the things. Now I told you. Come on, interact. What? Oh, you're on a TV? I'm on a TV. You can't. You can't? Oh, man. Guess you're not my Valentine. Come on now. Happy Valentine's Day, goons. Love you all.
You see these footprints left out in the snow? Kinda scary looking, huh? Now I have an idea, maybe a little out there, but an idea of what these could possibly be. There's a creature lurking around in Kentucky, and it's called the Kentucky Goblin. Yeah, kinda looks a bit like that, people say. And the Kentucky Goblin, here's a description of one right here, usually lives in caves from what people there say. But maybe, just maybe, one of those scary little goblins got out and started skeet-scatting shabdabbing all over the snow. So let me know what you think, baby cakes, Kentucky Goblin, or maybe just some weird barefoot guy with big pointed toes. Shabadoo-booshkies, shabadoo.
100% goblin. 100% goblin. And you know, we're the goons. We know them goblins. I mean, what else could it be? Some guy in a suit, doing the things and trying to fake another one of these things that's supposedly there? Or it's a real animal that really does have feet like this. You don't know. You don't know what you're going to go out there in Kentucky and prove it. Wait, we have that expedition. My God, what if it takes forever? Oh, boy.
What's up, guys? So I'm in the Denver airport right now, and it is like very eerie. It's like completely empty. But it's not just because the airport is like quiet. There's actually a ton of conspiracy theories about it. The airport itself was millions of dollars and many years behind, and there's been a ton of claims that there's actually miles of underground tunnels. Many of the construction workers who have worked on the airport have said that there's tunnels reaching all the way to a nearby military base. There's been a ton of claims and grainy footage of like lizard people and aliens and everything in these tunnels. But yeah, it's deeper than that because there's all these weird murals, things like Nazis stabbing doves and crying children. This one even has like a letter from a kid supposedly written from Auschwitz. Beyond that, there's this giant blue horse. The artist who made it said it was supposed to be the fourth horse of the apocalypse, but when he was making it, the head actually fell off and severed an artery in his leg and he died. There's literally a lizard person guarding this door. Anyways, I found a map online that was supposed to be like a map of where the tunnels are, and supposedly this door is an entrance to them. I had a long layover, so I figured I'd try the code that was on the map.
Oh my God, and now they're going to detain you and keep you in prison for like 25 years because now you attempted this. Come on now, don't be breaking the laws in order to figure out whether there's tunnels or not. It's common sense. Obviously there's tunnels. Obviously they're trying to hide other things. Why else would they go 3 times over budget and put in even more and the construction would take even longer? Why else? Oh yeah, Teddy, it took forever to get through this dirt versus the other dirt from the other end. Nah, you stop it. Wake up.
If you need to cleanse your feed, here's what's going right. Hundreds of small dams are being removed in the northeastern U.S. to restore flowing rivers, the diversity of aquatic species within them, and surrounding habitats, as most of these dams were created to power mills that no longer exist, so removals are increasing despite a complicated approval process. And I can't even lie, this story sounds kind of fake, but apparently researchers in Switzerland 3D printed a battery made from fungi, which combines 2 types of mushrooms to create an organic electricity generating cell that decomposes when its power generating days are over, potentially reducing e-waste. And the world's smallest otter has been seen in Nepal for the first time in 185 years, with the last confirmed local sighting of the Asian small-clawed otter in 1839, as conservationists work to add protections into their action plan for these animals now that they're confirmed. And today's community win comes from Lady Amber, who rescued a stray cat from the freezing cold and plans to one day open a shelter. We build a future together, so how are you making the planet better?
Oh man, this is neat. I've never had this guy's content before. Very affirming. I really want to know more about those fungi batteries. Sounds very intriguing. I can use any mushroom, or is it a specific type of mushroom? And then at the end, what if like once the battery's depleted, like I'm just gonna eat the mushroom? I have many questions.
All right, everybody hear me out. I am 100% definitely not going to hear you out on this. That is a beluga whale. That's weird as heck. I didn't realize they had a 20-pack. Did you?
Bro, why is this giving me like Shape of Water like vibes? Like, what is happening here? What's going on in this? Never mind. Very interesting. That's cool that you can train animals of this sort, but at the same time, I'm like, well, who's this for? Should we just let these animals just roam around in the free ocean waters where they can just get all the things? Or is it better to contain them and then keep them caged just in case there's an extension to them? And then now we have just like the tigers and the lions that people just keep caged. So I'm spiraling. I'm trying to prevent extinction, but you can't prevent extinction through captivation as well. But at the same time, I'm like, can you? I kind of feel like you can.
Okay, so I just discovered this lady who is basically like this secret Nikola Tesla. She's from Bulgaria, and she talks about not how we'll only be unified as a planet after 2030 by spirituality, which I'll explain. But she also talks about how matter is created not only by electrostatics, but she invented an entire new model of the universe based on what she called psychotronic, which is another word for bioplasma, which is the fourth state of matter. It's basically the clay that makes up your soul. Think of the field, the matrix, the quantum field, quintessence, ether, same thing. This is the same bioplasma that the CIA was researching that Russia and Czechoslovakia was studying in secret. Okay, so her name is Slava Seviryokova. She was a psychotronic researcher, a plasma researcher, and she was reportedly a healer and a visionary. Okay, so the first theory she talked about, or her first prediction, was that there'd be advances in science after the year 2000, and then sometime between 2025 and 2030, it would really boom, and spirituality from 2031 onward would ultimately dissolve divisions among everyone on Earth and erase national borders. We'll see if that happens. But I do believe that if people obviously get more spiritual and realize that we're all humans, I would hope that we would stop war and that we would all wake up to the...
Bro, you ain't stopping war. You stop it. War's been here even before things. You heard about the other species and interdimensional beings that are having wars with other mysterious planes and other multiverses? Yeah, there's all kinds of theories about everything. So let's be open here. 100%. I know you like to do the spin of like everything's plasma. I actually didn't see anything about this lady regarding plasma, but it did seem like in the segments that you had, she's into the psychokinesis type stuff, but I didn't see too many plasma references to her. But hey, maybe, you're making that correlation. I'm glad. I really hope this happens. It sounds like you're banking on the 2031 thing. Hey, hopefully we get to that spiritual acceptance and everyone's just open and we get all that transcendence. But just in case we don't and nothing happens, Goon Timeland pretty good. We're still going to continue. Everything's going to be fine.
He's a complete waste of white privilege. I think we all forgot about him. I mean, Bruce and those hoe sisters equals a recipe for disaster. Rob Kardashian, once a regular on the family's reality show, has been largely removed from the spotlight since I don't know when. And the other day I was thinking, like, where has he been? What the heck does he do all day? Well, according to a source, we now know what Rob does all day. He spends most of his time living at his sister Chloe's custom-built home in Hidden Hills. It really makes sense to me, and I'm going to explain it why. The women in his family like to suck the life out of males. And I know what you're thinking, no, there's no way possible. But yes, he might be a victim of this. Before living with Chloe, you know that he was living alone in his mom's old house that she purchased back in 2010 for $4 million. But despite living there, they're saying that he's been spending all this time at Khloe Kardashian's house in what they call modern family support. Do you think that things would have worked out better if Rob Sr. was still alive? Have they babied this man to the point of no return?
I'm not here to speculate. He's probably going through some things. I feel like he tried to do like socks or something. There was something that he was in, and his like girlfriend or wife, China, like she was into stuff. Never mind. Yeah, I'm sure there's a story behind this. It sounds like he doesn't want to be in the limelight. I mean, come on. If he was actually like, hey, come, I have all this information I'm hiding. I mean, I feel like he would just openly tell us and find a way to tell us. But it just seems like they just don't want to be in the public eye, and gotta respect that. Sometimes it's better not to be known and just do the things by yourself and just let everything go. I understand, Rabbi. Maybe you're going through some things. It's okay. I understand. You got all these crazy succubuses potentially all around you that your family has. Never mind. Don't come after me. I'm just trying to look out for you, buddy. I get it.
So they were pretty much saying they wanted a city that would be able to move around.
Keep it safe, pretty much.
Yeah, during a post-apocalyptic world.
Oh, wow.
In the 60s, this group of architects were trying to make a walking city.
Like awesome Dr. Seuss?
Bro, yes, like some Howl's Moving Castle type of thing. Yeah. Yes, so these architects, their idea came from the wars that were happening prior. So they were pretty much saying they wanted a city that would be able to move around.
To keep it safe, pretty much.
Yeah, during a post-apocalyptic world.
Oh, wow.
The city would be able to transport this whole group of people. They said it would be like over thousands of people that would be in these cities, and it would transport them around to like either trade resources with other of these other cities because they wanted it to be a worldwide thing. And they even said that these cities were going to be able to connect with one another. The thing was called the archogram. The way that it was going to move was, it said it was going to have caterpillar tracks, so pretty much like a tank, you know what I mean? And they said they wanted people from all walks of life, so it wouldn't be like, oh, just people from Britain, you know what I mean, or here or there or whatever. They said they pretty much wanted to pick up anybody if the world ever went to shit. And one thing I thought was really interesting, and I don't know if other people thought about this, it's called the archogram, and I was like Noah's Ark, you know what I mean? And I just thought that was
that's crazy.
of like they were trying to save these people if, in case of a post-apocalyptic.
And they're literally on their own little ark.
Yeah, and there would be thousands of people on each of them. Yeah.
What if Earth is our ark? What if Earth is our ark and all the other planets are different arcs for different... Oh my god. I can kind of relate. I understand, because we are moving in that orbit. We're just walking in that circle.
Now, it's kind of hard to see, but when this plays, I want you to find and pay attention to this man. Before I explain anything, the question I want you to ask yourself is that if you were there, at what point, if at all, would you have jumped in? As you can see now, there's like a gravitational pull to that spot. But at the start, homie was trying to wave people down, but for a minute he just had to go it alone. Though he was first, it took Dude in the Blue jumping in to turn his madness into a movement. And this isn't to shame anyone, by the way. It's a dangerous situation, so I understand having your reservations. The point of this is for anyone who has a goal or a dream, especially if it involves creative, artistic endeavor of any kind. This next clip was taken at a music festival in 2009. Pulled this thing from the ancient scrolls, ain't it? This one starts just the same as the last one. Dude with an idea going it alone. And a bunch of people clearly seeing him, probably thinking he's a Looney Tune. Now, rather than just watching, as an observer, how do you feel in your chest about this right now? You really got to notice that to get the benefit here. And really be honest, there's no judgment. For a lot of us, if we're honest, like, we don't know what's happening here. Is he drunk? I don't know. But what's this? Player 2 enters the fray. How do you feel now? Again, zero judgment of you. But look at him now having fun together. For a lot of people, that will have changed it from a skeptical to a more playful vibe. Maybe not ready to join in, but at least not irritated by it. Now, I had to jump ahead because they do that alone for a grip, just while everyone sits and watches. But then, now really honestly notice again. How do you feel about it now? That the three of them are doing this kind of as a group. because the second guy validated what at first would have been a lone crazy guy. The second guy establishes it as a trend. But here comes some more, and watch all the heads turn. Now just take a mental guess as to how far you think this goes. Got it? And how do you honestly feel about it now? The reason I really want you to notice that is because that feeling normally goes unnoticed. It's what we call dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. And while it's a useful ingredient in survival, it's tantamount to poison when it comes to creativity. Again, this is not to shame the people who were just watching at the start. It's to make clear that for a time, dancing alone is a normal step in becoming a pioneer. Because everybody wants to get to this by completely bypassing this. But it's when you're dancing alone that you find your rhythm. That's where you build your comfort zone. This video is to save you the time of trying to avoid this. It's a fool's errand. Because even if you succeed, all you do is rob yourself. Do not let the noise of other people's opinion drown out your own inner voice. And in the beginning especially, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. That's Steve Jobs.
Man, this last clip really spoke to me, guys. Like, I had to take a second here. For some reason, I was feeling the first guy that was dancing, and could relate to him.
So I hang out in the Container Cigar Lounge, and I'm looking up, and there's an orb that hangs right over there. Maybe
an orb?
Yeah, it's just so there's.
Wait, a drone or an orb?
They look like planes. So I've seen two things. Some look like planes. Most of them look like little planes that make no noise and fly really low. And then there's these orb-looking things that just hold their ground and hang at like maybe 300 to 500 feet.
Okay. Interesting. I do believe you are seeing the things because others have posted videos of those orbs as well as drones. And right now it looks like the drones ones aren't getting taken down, but I have seen orb videos where I tried to react to them later on and the video's taken down. So I do believe there's something going on with the orbs. Either the orbs are the motherships carrying the drones or something else. I don't know, but there's definitely something going on.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what? This is a thing that's natural? They're telling you it's natural, but that didn't look no natural. Why is it even called, what's it called? Sun candle? It's called a sun candle. So what, it gets hot? Is that a magnifying glass spot? You ever get a magnifying glass and you just shine it at one spot? Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like, don't it? Oh boy. Oh boy, I have many questions. Firmament's real, I have many questions.
And now I'll be performing one of my favorite songs of all times. A 1, a 2, a 3. Everything is awesome.
No. What in the uncanny valley girl is that? I thought long and hard about making this video because if he shows up in the corner of my room at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna be so pissed off. It's like Glee hate fuck that Return the Slab dude from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Return the slab or suffer my curse.
I fear that if you did a crime on me, I couldn't describe you to a sketch artist. It'd just come out looking like Pretty Squidward on meth. I'd rather be a 12-year-old at a Diddy party that was thrown on a plane, that was flown by Muhammad, that was celebrating priests flying over a Jewish man's island, heading towards the Mary-Kate and Ashley Towers, than be in that guy's basement. I don't know how else to explain this. I feel like that guy's hard drive is just full of pictures of pinky toes, and just pinky toes. Go find Christ. Merchant Sabile. Okay, bye.
Wait, what? I've been getting more and more of this guy's reactions, and he's an interesting guy. He just says it how it is in his universe, and it is interesting. I look at it, I was like Night of the Living Dead, like puppet. I feel like a lot of people look like that. It's just like, what is it, the high cheekbones? What gives them that look? Is that like an artificial look, or is that how they are natural? I have many questions. It's almost like a Squidward face, but like not handsome. Never mind.
What does it mean when someone tells you that you are an old soul? Old soul is a very subjective term. But as a past life reader, I will tell you what it means to me. An older soul is typically someone who has lived a lot of past lives and or has had a lot of life lessons and experiences. That soul has been through a lot. Usually I see this in my clients that have lived more than 60 past lives. Now I have known some to have had hundreds of past lives. Their soul still is learning and growing more so than you would expect. So that is why I always say it's not the number of past lives you've lived, but the quality of the lifetime and the lessons that you have learned. If you want to know the signs that you're an old or new soul, comment below.
I've been told I'm a new soul. Anyone that hits the like button and wants a Lambo, new soul. I'm like, you get out of here. Do you know how many past lives I've lived? I guess not enough. Not enough. Oh man, future Teddy, have you made it? Am I doing the things? Are you making it? Which future Teddy? The future Teddy from a different life? Or a future Teddy that just lived like a cockroach and just keeps happening? Which future Teddy are you? Which one's made it? I have many questions.
Herman S. once said, if you hate a person, you hate something in them that is part of yourself. Ever find yourself irrationally irritated by someone for no logical reason? The way they talk, the way they act, the way they take up space? But what if it's not about them at all? Psychologist Carl Jung believed that what triggers us in others is often a reflection of what we refuse to accept in ourselves. We say that they're the problem, but often what bothers you in someone else is something you've buried deep within yourself. Maybe you are taught that putting yourself first is selfish, so when someone confidently prioritizes their needs, it frustrates you. Maybe you were told to be humble, so when someone walks in with full confidence, it just irritates you. Maybe you spend years suppressing your emotions, so when someone openly expresses theirs, it makes you uncomfortable. See the pattern? It's not them that you can stand, it's the part of yourself that you spent your life running from. So the next time someone triggers you, pause. Instead of reacting, ask yourself, what does this reveal about me? Because the moment you stop blaming others and start looking within, that's when you take your power back.
I'm starting to look within on many things. I'm hoping that power is back in my control and I'm the one that finally tells YouTube algorithm push this content because no one else is going to do it. I'm gonna be the one. Yeah, I love this. I actually do believe that, hey, sometimes the things that upset you or give you a pet peeve are things that, you know, you actually have to come in terms with, and not necessarily the person needs to change, but the way that you perceive it and envision that scenario might need to change. And sometimes it comes from the people that are closest to us. Hey, we're gonna do one more.
They've been trying to dig through that little like excavation place since like 1989 or something like that.
Yeah.
And like literally like last week or something like that, they ended up finding like a lead
sarcophagus.
Yeah, sarcophagus, yes. And they believe that that is the actual tomb of Saint Nick. I seen this crazy story the other day on Twitter, bruh. They found, and I think this is the real one.
Yeah.
They found the actual tomb
of
Saint
Santa
Nick.
Claus.
Yes.
I've seen this, like the actual
Turkey.
guy.
Yes, they found it in Turkey. Yes, recently.
Yeah.
I guess they've been trying to dig through that little like excavation place since like 1989 or something like that.
Yeah.
And like literally like last week or something like that, they ended up finding like a lead
sarcophagus.
Yeah, sarcophagus. Yes.
What I heard is that they actually found the tomb literally right under or by the altar in the church, because they found it in the church.
Yeah, it was under the church that I guess that he served at.
Yeah. I think it's called the Church of Saint Nicholas.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Which is so interesting. I was like, what are the odds of that? Like a couple weeks before Christmas, we find the guy who you know inspired the real Santa Claus.
That's
it's
wild.
Like, you know, yeah.
Which makes sense because if they actually found it under the church of Saint Nick.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, which is so crazy to believe that this is it really was a real guy at one point.
I mean,
The churches are built on top of other churches that once stood in the same areas, and that's why they sorry. I'm not. Maybe that's why I keep saying sorry, because I'm actually upset when other creators talk for a long time, and so I'm like, oh, you can't go spad and you can't do all these things. You can't say the things. Sorry. Oh my God. It's some kind of Inception type thing, but it's a thing within the thing. Oh my God. I can't do this. I can't ruin Santa Claus for kids. You stop it. Santa Claus 100% real. Hey, it's us that are keeping him alive, because we're all thinking about him. A forever force that just goes from house to house, chimney to chimney, delivering the presents. Yeah, it's a thing. Well, goons, you made it to the end. Hey, how'd you do? Hopefully you guys are going to have a wonderful Valentine's Day for the rest of today and every future Valentine's Day. Hey, every day's Valentine's Day, okay? And if you guys are like, oh, Teddy, my significant other's not doing the things, he doesn't go and get me the things, he doesn't do anything, he's not going to, you stop it. Hey, make it a together thing and do the things together and have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Go out together, do something on a different date together. Just have that plan. Everything's going to be great. And remember, you're my Valentine. about time. I'll see you guys next time. There should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them to continue the Goon Fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will literally see you guys next time yet again. So goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.